Hi, Bruce Puffer here, and you're watching HoopJab.
All right, so I'm here with Peter Quillin, sporting that interesting hat there. How you doing, Peter?
I'm blessed. How you feeling today?
I'm doing great, man. You obviously out here for the Lara fight, fellow Cuban. First of all, you got the stoppage. Assess his performance. What did you think about it?
I thought it was an excellent fight, very technical. You know, Lara came out just like he was fighting for opportunity.
Yes, and you got a fight coming out with Daniel Jacobs pretty soon. That's a pretty big fight. Just talk about what does that mean for your career right now at this point? What is that going to do for you moving forward?
It's about, getting to another level every time I get to step out there. I think we try to, pride ourselves on the things and the possessions that we can have, and I found out it's not that important. I think in this fight, I look to impact as many people as I possibly can, through my story and through the way that I fight. And hopefully they come to a realization how well they can be at being themselves and using what God gave you to be great at more than trying to use other people's gifts.
Peter, Hustle Boss here. Quick question for you in regards to your heart, man. That's the first thing a lot of people say. You mentioned Peter, Kid Chocolate Quillin, man. They say the heart. For the guy like Danny Jacobs overcoming cancer and coming up, how's the battle going to play out between a heart like yourself and a heart like Danny Jacobs? What type of war, what type of additional element do you feel like the heart's going to play into that fight?
Well, Danny been looking for this fight for a long time, so it tells a lot about him, especially with what they say about him. So he really want to prove something to himself. But for what reason do you want to prove that to be a worldly figure or to really help people with cancer? To really impact and let people know they can, fight cancer and overcome it like he did and all those things, you know what I'm saying? So if he's trying to do it that way, he got a real big shot. Other than that, if it's deep down inside his heart, not the reason why he wants to beat me, then it's going to show right away in the fight.
Beautiful.
You talk about heart, you talk about all those things. It obviously requires a lot of heart to step in that ring and fight at an elite level. You're one of the best middleweights in the world, and a lot of people believe that you are a guy that can give Gennady Golovkin problems. How do you feel, stylistically you match up with Gennady and how you would fare fighting him?
First of all, I'm a boxer. I don't stand in front of guys and just take punches or try to battle it out. This is the reason why we call boxing the true science, because it's about a scientific mathematical war. So I like to use my legs, I like to use the ring, I feel like it's my office, and I'm comfortable there when I'm in there. So I think that would probably pose a big threat, because I am a boxer, I do move my legs, and I can tell you one thing, when we did spar, I seen that was my ability to be here.
So you feel your legs and your ability to move side to side with...
Not only the power and the way I use my brain, I'm smart. When it comes to boxing, I look for things and I capitalize on things when I'm in there. It's just about, telling yourself what you're able to do, having no fear, because I let go of fear and I always fall into faith and it never failed me.
All right, last question, and everybody's wanted me to ask this one. You obviously have a lot of heart. You have, great character. You leave it all out there in the ring every time you go out there and fight. A lot of people want to know, and it'll give you a chance to address it. Why is somebody that's as likable as Peter Quillin, associating with a guy like Angel Herredia, who has a lot of controversy in the past? Could you just touch on that? Maybe kind of
say that again.
Could you speak on about working with Angel Herredia and just clear up any misconceptions there might be about him, if there is any?
Well, let me just say, Memo definitely know what he's doing, first and foremost. I believe everybody have a big chance to F up. He definitely did. He admitted that. He stepped forward, and now he's living with the fact that he messed up, but it's never too late for a clean shot for himself. So he's been doing it well, like Badu Jack, Alyssa Marquez, a lot of this other fighters that he's just trying to clean up the sport in a way that it's going to shed good light to his name. So for me, I like to work with him. He's very passionate about his job, and I look for that in a person, not so much their past, because we can all go back to our past and say what we did. As a kid, I stole candy. I told a million lies. So who am I to tell somebody else something bad about who they are? You know what I'm saying? I hope through everything that people look deep into their own past and they try to become better for their future. So we living in the present of now, and we looking to create those new moments to get to that future.
Let's talk WBC, green, middleweight belt, Canelo's got about 10 days left to make a decision as far as what he's going to do with GGG. How do you feel about a potential September, maybe even October fight with Triple G in the event that you take the W with Jacobs? and obviously Canelo would have to lose to a Triple G sometime around May. How do you feel about that?
Well, I want to just ask you something. This is a political game. This is not something I want to fight him. I want to fight him. It sounds that easy, but it's not. It's a political. It's a political thing. I have nothing to do. You know how big of a fish I am in this big ass pond? I'm a small fish. You understand what I'm saying? So when we look at a potential fight between me and him, and then like we look at the people that I work with who don't do anything besides try to make the best fights and also get his boxers paid, which is Al Heyman. You know, I'm very happy to work with him.
Right.
So when it ever comes to negotiation, I'm gonna always have Al in my corner. So if it's ever a GGG fight, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna sit down and negotiate with Al Heyman just to make sure, you know, it's gonna be definitely, your health should be over wealth, right? Because you only get one life. When I step in the ring, as you see with Prisha Cologne, a lot of fighters fight for the glory in the glory moments and end up in a coma or, you know, having your brother by your bedside. And, you know, it's the worst, saddest thing, but then nobody accepts that. But, you know, we got to make things realistic. And that's what I try to do as a boxer, is make sure that I make this realistic. Gennady Golovkin is definitely a good fighter, a dangerous fighter at that. And I respect that. But did I come in the game to be scared of anybody? No, I haven't. But we got to make sure we work with the right people to make sure that everything, all the hard work, all the sacrifice that I do, get put to good use. So I'm up in here as a prize fighter, not a boxer that fight for free, or not a boxer that fight for glory. Because anytime I step in that ring, I couldn't come home to my son. That'll break my heart. And I could never imagine my wife sitting by my bedside waiting for me to come out of my house. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's real life. And you know, no matter people, they're gonna say, I always thought I was gonna be the one that everybody likes. And I found out immediately that's not the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your people that say whatever they say. But the most important thing is staying true to yourself. I gave up my belt only because I said that I want to be there for my family. My son was just born. You know, I go away for camp, so I'm in Miami away from my family. Thank God my son is here right now on a visit for Thanksgiving. But, you know what I mean, like I go away, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm away from my family. And at the same time, I found out that my uncle had cancer. And when I say I gave up my belt because of that, nobody even cared.
Right.
They just look at it like, what, $1 million, 1.4, whatever I turn down, you can't take money and buy those type of things back. You know what I'm saying? So time with your kid, you never get back. So I'm very thankful to have Al Heyman, who's only gave me the best advice when it comes to me making my own decision about things that I can live with. And that's the most important thing.
That's a beautiful, deep answer too. So there's a big part of that as far as the passion is chasing that belt again.
No. I fight strictly for the good fights, the best guys out there for the right kind of money, because it is. And I'm trying to set up not only my family, trying to buy my house in cash, so I don't own nothing, so no people can come back and take my house back, because I'm trying to overlive what I don't make. I'm not trying to do that. I'm basically trying to make sure I live within my means, and I'm trying to own whatever I got right now. So then after my career, you know, I definitely got brighter days to look to, because I definitely own 8 houses already. You know what I mean? I got 2 tenants, thank God, for my best friends who keep things in order for me. So, you know, for me, it's like trying to make sure that I'm setting up my life for after my career in boxing, that I don't have to worry about money coming in.
A true professional. Thank you, Peter Cole. We appreciate all those words, man.
Last question. When it's all said and done and you hang up the gloves years and years from now, what do you want the fans and people to remember you for?
That I was a good person. Because everything great that we can ever accomplish here on earth, keep me going tomorrow. It doesn't matter what you do. Because when you die, it's all going to be forgotten one day anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's about impacting people right now. If I impact people by being who they think I want to be or who they want me to be, then let me do it in that way. But for me, I'm trying to impact people that they can be better people. And that's all that I want to be remembered for.
All right, thank you, Peter Quillin.
Thank you.